Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to be back. If you didn't already know, I am Shay T and this is Young and Purposed. All right, let's dive straight into the topic for today. How to use procrastination to your advantage. So, first things first, I'll have you know that you can't exactly avoid procrastination, right? The smartest of people, the most intelligent, the most diligent sets of hardworking people that you know who are successful today, I think everyone procrastinates, regardless of how it looks, regardless of how productive people are or how they appear. Everyone at some point in their life, at some point in their day, have to procrastinate. So instead of you trying aimlessly to stop it entirely or to avoid procrastinating, why not do it advantageously, right? But before we go there, you must first understand the reasons behind your excuses. You know all those excuses you give, I'm just too tired, I can't do it right now, maybe later, I don't feel like it today, and maybe I'll just do it tomorrow. You know all those awawi that you give now, all those excuses. You must first understand the reason behind your excuses. That's how you're going to learn how to procrastinate rightly. Well, now I'm going to give you 3 strong reasons why you are most likely procrastinating and how you can ideally tackle each of these reasons. Let's go. Number 1, you don't know where to start. Number 2, you don't have a deadline. And number 3, you're scared. You're scared of change, discomfort, failure, or shame. So what do you do when you don't know where to start? When you don't know where to start, that most likely means that you have a lot in front of you. It's all like a puzzle and you're getting anxious. You don't know where exactly to begin. My solution to this reason or excuse is you need to take some time out, okay? So you have to procrastinate to stop procrastinating. The irony of it, right? You have to chill. Just put the task aside for now, okay? Just procrastinate. So you're procrastinating to do it later, but for now, take some time out to plan how to begin your task. Okay, I'm not even saying envisage the end. I'm just saying plan to start. Just map out a plan on how to get the first thread out of that puzzle. Now, when you start, obviously you know that those lines are they're eventually going to fall into place, and you can now see the middle point and eventually get to the end of that task. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that you try it out. All right, number 2. Whenever you don't have deadlines for specific tasks, what I need you to do may seem really obvious, but I bet you a lot of people know this, but they actually don't. Create a deadline. So I have a perfect example. Say you want to write a book, right? So you've always known that at some point in your life you want to be an author. You want to write a book, or it doesn't matter if you write it in 5 years or in 5 months. So there's nobody at your behind saying submit the next chapter by 4 p.m. There's no one actually chasing you. You can do whatever you like whenever you like it, but you just know you want to be an author, right? If you never create that deadline for yourself, if you never put a timeline to the moment that you want to release that book, I bet you may keep on procrastinating until that kingdom come, and then eventually you realize, look, I never did write that book. So yes, I know it may seem really obvious, but you have to create your own deadline. Start setting your timelines today. Make your own to-do list. Create your own checklist. These things are important to help you stop procrastinating. Set a timeline to the things that you know you want to get done, the things that you really need to get done. Create a deadline. Make to-do lists. Look, another important thing I want to add, I want you to let me quickly add, is I know that to-do lists are really important, But one thing I find very interesting as well are done lists. I like to call them done lists. Most people say checklists. So yes, you've listed out a couple of things that you want to do, let's say for the day or for the month, and then you've highlighted those important things and then the timelines and how to go about them. But when you have another list on the side, that's your done list. When you're done with one task and then you tick check on the box, it really creates that sense of fulfillment. I did that. It's really nice and it gets you fired up to do the next important thing. So I think that you should incorporate that as well. And now to the last point, but definitely not the least. If you are procrastinating because you're scared of discomfort, failure, or shame, here is what I need you to do. I want you to think. Think about what will happen if you do not do that task. What is the worst case scenario? What is that thing, the final deal breaker that is going to happen if you never get that task done? Now, I have a perfect example. Let's say you're trying to ask your boss for a raise, right? Or for a promotion, a change in your cater at work. Now, you're scared. You don't know what he or she is going to say. You don't know if this is going to lead to some sort of, question or something that's going to be uncomfortable for you at work. So each time you see your boss, you get terrified, like, okay, I'm not going to ask today. I'll do it next week. Okay, I'll ask her next week. I'm not sure I have the guts to do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. And then you keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Before you realize it, that month is over and you're still in the same position. You're still taking the same pay. You haven't asked the question that you need to ask. So I need you to think, what's the worst case scenario? Look, I'm not saying self-sabotage, okay, in your thoughts, because obviously our thoughts are very powerful, and what you sort of ponder on may become your reality. So I don't want you to think, oh, this is just going to go bad, it's going to be so horrible. No, I'm saying think of all the positives, right? And then while you're thinking about the negatives that may happen, think about the positive things that you can do about those negative situations. So let's say she even says no, or he says, look, we can't do that. Maybe that's a good time to think about that offer that you got, some time ago. Maybe it's a good time to leave. Maybe it's a good time to start looking at other options. Do you understand? Those are some positive things that you can do about that situation. So I want you to think about all the possible outcomes and then try to apply the best situation to your current reality and just step out, okay? Take that step and do what you need to do for your progress. You don't have to push it till tomorrow. Do it now. There's a saying I love so much, and it goes like this: nothing changes if nothing changes. Look, if you don't start taking action today, time will pass time and time again, and you realize that you haven't grown. Instead of growing, it's just retrogression. And retrogression is a really, really bad thing. You don't want that in your life. You just want progress. So some people will think, okay, at least if I'm not progressing, then let me just stay at the same spot. I don't think there's such a thing. Because if you're not progressing, eventually things from the back are going to catch up with you on that spot where you think you are stagnant. And before you realize it, you're getting sifted to the back. And you don't want that in your life. So instead of just procrastinating your future away, why not procrastinate the right way? Plan to get your stuff done. Plan to get yourself out there. This is the time to start doing what you said you're going to do. Gas yourself up. Do your thing. Show up and show out. You've got this. I want to encourage you. Just start doing it. Look, I'm really hoping for the best for you. And I'm trusting that as you begin to apply these pointers to your everyday struggle with procrastination, that things will begin to turn into a new light for you. And that your assignments will begin to be more profitable and enjoyable to you. I want to thank you so much for sticking with me till this point. I'm so glad and I really enjoyed myself. I hope that you enjoyed this as well. But most importantly, I hope that you begin to apply these things to your reality. Okay? If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe right now. hit the subscribe button. But most importantly, I want you to like this video. Hit the notification button so that each time I post, you can get notified. Feel free to share the video, drop your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and I will be glad to relay